Good morning. Well, a penance of blood has been spilled. I cut my ear shaving. That has nothing to do with the video. It's just I've already recorded this and then I noticed, ouch. So, need to do a couple of things about the previous video. One, of course, if I recorded this after the auction, I'm not going to have it anyway because they've got to pack it, ship it, I got to pay for it and all the other things. Maybe I should say, if I want it. Yeah, so I got to tell, I think it's Melia Brothers. Apologize if I got that wrong, but anyway, you'll know from the graphics that I flash up the exact name. I have never been so excited at the beginning of an auction. The format, the way that they made it very cinematic, they played around with the cameras and they did a talking. We used to do a little VIP fan auctions, little video, me and James at the HSPPA, and it was like I said, QVC live auctions. They did it. And also the quality of the footage and the speed of the auction, it was 1-to-1. So guys, I have to give you so much credit for the way you set that auction up, the way that you guys interact, the way you sell things. There's no real messing around. You take the bids, a couple of seconds later you get a warning, then guess what? Gavel comes down. And I loved when the gavel came down and it flashed between the sellers, the whole auction room with a live symbol behind them, and then there was the 3 different people bidding on behalf of other bidding platforms, and then you could just look at the item, you could look at all the photographs, you could bid by sliding across. That's the best auction platform I've ever bid on. There was about 500 people watching the auction, not just the slate, but that was scary seeing that. But they were there for artwork and furniture, and I just enjoyed the 63 lots before it and the way it was set up. Guys, there's so much about that would be much better in the real world. The whole idea of bidding things to the reserve is just getting so old. You guys started it off at wherever it was bid to, or the opening bid was like $50. Some items have already gotten to 1,000. The Clapperboard, I believe, was at $525 with about 53 watches. And you're going to see a lot of graphics popping up because I took pictures during the auction. Obviously, there's things that I want you to see that I wish I had video of it. I don't have the facility or the ability to record. I'm sure there's an app for it, but I wish I'd recorded the auction because it was thrilling. I have no idea if there was other people bidding, who they were. I haven't talked about it since I made the video Monday. Obviously, as I said, there was a few things said off the cuff in that video. But one thing I kind of cringed at is the, all-knowing, all-seeing Mark. No, I'm just not. I have specialities, I have things that I know about, but I am genuinely proud of the way that things seemingly fall into my lap occasionally, but at the same time, it's just a lot of work. It's hours and hours and hours a day. I don't really work a real job, but my job is this. My job is props and wardrobe and art and helping people and doing work for people and auctions. I love it. I just love it. And it seems in some ways like a cop-out, but I found the thing that makes me happy in life. And I found it many years ago. You remember I started doing this in 1988, but I was in and out of doing a real job and I loved it. And I love working with people and doing, labor that way. But having your own thing and being part of your own responsibilities and getting up every day and saying, I'm going to put work in today, even if it's 2 in. I'm putting the amount of work in of a regular job, but I'm doing it on my time and the way I do it. And that's not a justification. It's just, I like to hear myself say these things back because I'm proud of what I do. And I'm proud of Well, I was proud of the video. I just, it wasn't really a prediction, was it? It was like a more of a statement to myself in the future, and a belief. And of course, I don't have it now, for many reasons. So, you know, won't I be able to actually in the future do another video where I can show it and show you in real time? Well, so I'm watching the auction. It's at 5:50. There's just a ton of people watching it. I gotta believe in my heart I wasn't the only one who saw what I saw, but in a way I do, because it doesn't matter if there's a lot of watchers, it's the actual day. And I didn't see the amount of people who were bidding against me in the bids. I was just solely focused in bidding real time. I tried to lay off it until it got to a higher amount. And, you know, that's scary, because I like to think you can control the bidding, but that's a whole lie. When you're bidding, you just throw out the way I did it on this one is I waited until it got a little bit higher, and then once it said, you know, warning, it's going to sell, that's when I started. I have some suspicions who I was bidding against. DM maybe might be one of them, but I'm not going to name anybody because that's just a bit rude. But yeah, it got up to what I expected. There's a little thing that I use where if something's at 500, a lot of the times for some mystical reason you can go 3 times higher, and that seems to be the price it goes to. In this case, it broke that barrier, and it got up to, you know, kind of in my head. Sometimes I go, this is where I'm comfortable. But what I do is I take that extra 1 or 2 above. So I'm uncomfortable bidding. I don't have the resources of other people, but I get to a point where I go, okay, that's my comfort level, usually reason before the auction, and then I take those extra couple of steps. And I think in this case, well, it definitely worked out that way. Because, you know, I'm to all those, you know, there's 55 watchers on Live Auctioneers, and then however many on the other platforms, I have no idea, you know, and you know, it's just depressing when I have to kind of end this video on a note that would, you know, make those guys unhappy, because yes, I won it. I take no pleasure about beating other people a little bit. Everybody loves this stuff. Everybody wants to be the new owner of it, make a new discovery, something that's really important to fandom, really important to ourselves. You know, did I ask for a little bit of help on this one? Yeah, I did ask for a little bit of help. I said I'd really like this, and it's very meaningful. But at the end of the day, you know, you make your own future in a lot of this. And as I said, I just went to 1 or 2 bids over what I was comfortable. Yeah, I'm just so excited. I don't really have a lot of new information since, you know, we started, I did the video. I was absolutely certain in that video that it is what it is. At this point, there's a couple other things I didn't mention, just forgot to. I've got older boards with that gaffer tape on. What happens to that gaffer tape over time is it dries out and the glue fails. So that's how I know that nobody did a great Wally Ender switcheroo on this. The glue on it is like, it takes decades to desiccate like that. So if it's got the grate underneath and it's got the glue on it, 100% right. I haven't checked to see if the cameraman is still with us. I have a feeling, seeing that picture that I posted in 1978, he no longer is. When he was working on Wally Ender, is on the crane cam. So I think he was an older gentleman then. And to his family, I don't know who put this in. You know, if someone ever watches this in the future and you were the person who put it in, thank you very much. To his family, honored to own this, honored to be a part of the history of this thing and kind of rediscover it. And I just have no idea. I would love to know, did any, you know, people are going to say, oh, I saw it, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I will probably never know who the person I bid against was. I will probably never know if they knew what I knew. I would be fascinated to know if the person bidding on it knew exactly what I just said, all the previous information. You know, I've seen so many Superman clapperboards. There's so many variations, and they seem to use, you know, official ones and ones that were kind of made rough for the tests. And the thing I love about the boards that went well was that they had specific numbers on with the chalk, and even better than that, some was screen capped to behind the scenes. But the thing I love about this is that this is, in my opinion, the only one that would have been used by that guy to film the stuff that's behind Christopher Reeve when he's flying, model effect shots and things like that, and him in the rig with Lois Lane. But we know that it was used, and we'll probably never, ever see a picture of it on set. But I think everything that I've presented in these videos is enough to kind of know that this, you know, this was the one board. And I'm just so honored to own it. And I thank you guys for your interest, and hope you enjoyed these videos, a little bit of my process of how I make decisions and do the research on things. I will continue to do the research on this. I will continue to look up any information I can, and perhaps someday someone will see this video and go, oh, I saw that board, or I owned that board, or it was my family's. And so in the meantime, when I get it, I guess in a couple of weeks, we'll do a prop stop video on it then. And in the meantime, I'm going to celebrate. How am I going to celebrate? I don't know. Maybe I'll wash my dog or something. Maybe I'll go and have a nice dinner tonight. And by nice dinner with what I've spent, it's probably going to be the Chili's value meal. But anyway, thank you very much for your interest. And as always, thanks for watching the Prop Stop Showcase. And we'll see you again soon. Take care.